Okay, so I couldn't believe that I'm making videos. I made two yesterday, and today is the 6th of December. Wow. Um, you know, this morning I just had this very, very negative towards. Wouldn't it be better off I'm single instead of going through all this drama? Now, this is based on me. Um, and this is the one of the main reason why I am scared of opening my heart. And I've told her about this even before jumping into a relationship. And I don't think she quite understands what I meant by. And this has got to do with my love attachment. There's four types of love attachment for every individual. Now, based on her, she's probably fall under the secure attachment, where me I'm more of the anxious attachment, which means that I do crave attention, closeness, love, and it still gets me. Um, this is, I've, I've seen the crazy side of me when I was dating the Korean girl in the past, which lasted for 1 month. I wasn't being myself. And that is one of the main reasons why I wanted to be brutal honest about making this sort of videos, um, to truly identify myself. Even though yesterday's video, even though the husband really got me into very, very triggered mode. Now I quite understand how snowflakes get triggered. Um, Anywho, I'm just, when I went to class and met her today, it was normal. She's thinking that I'm crazy. And I'm a very jealous type. See, that's a problem. Um, we try to act like we're not a couple when we're in class or where during a camping trip as well. And I'm dying inside because there's a square. It's not just a triangle relationship. It's a square at the moment because of I'm trying my best, and both of us are trying our best. Is nothing has happened between me and her after the camping trip. Obviously, it's a square. What I mean by square is before we wanted to try out for this relationship, and why is it now, and especially it's December, why it's not before, is the fact that there's this girl in my class was chasing me, and still today, I had this joke in my campsite. I have 7 girlfriends. Basically, what I'm saying is that I can't be bothered memorizing name. I just name them girlfriends. Now I put definitely T Lie, the girls I'm currently interested in. I can't say we're girlfriends because we're not official. We haven't gone to a first date. Is that I put her on number 2. Now this girl, let's just say her name is Jessica. Now Jessica's been chasing me. She's been stalking me. She's been going very crazy throughout the first part of the tape. Now today, she immediately we had our um, farewell lunch for the course. Even though we got 1 week left, she started to talk to me like, "Oh, um, um, out of all the 7 girls, which one are you closest?" And the next question was, out of all the 7 girls, which one you have dated the most or spent the time the most? Now, obviously, I'm not that idiot to announce which one it is, right? But also I try my best and say, oh, I treat them all equal. Spend my time equal time with all of them. Try not to get hurt. That sort of. Even if I do tell her, like, if it's T-Line, it'll probably freak her out. And I don't want anything break, any gossip or dramas in the class already, because of we only got like literally next week's our last week of school. Literally, that's it. I don't want any dramas. T-Line, the girl that I'm seeking with at the moment, who also, there's a guy in my class who's been chasing her, and that's the reason why I never come up to her or ask her out, because I give my brother a go. I give her all the way through, and therefore it's a square. So that's why we act like there's nothing happened between me and her. So the funny thing is about the whole thing is that oh god, with this anxious attachment on me, even though we give ourselves a try, but the affection is not there, and there's a problem for my attachment for that, and it just makes me realize, doesn't she love me or doesn't she like me? You have that sort of, it just keeps popping back from my head, and this is one of the things that may destroy this whole relationship, because this morning I've honestly literally wanted to break it up, because I just couldn't handle it, because it's just gone too crazy to the stage. And I know to you guys are saying that, well, we don't quite understand what you're saying. So if I was you guys, pause the video and type in love attachment. And this is based on research theory. Now, this is scientific. Now, this is based on Bowlby's attachment theory to Mary Ainsworth, and then it goes to Mary Main. Then it goes through even deeper, because, Bowlby, Mary Ainsworth, Mary Main was mostly focused on children. Now, and towards the end, there was a new studies looking in relationship, how it has impact. Now, basically, what I have been through as a child, unfortunately, I wasn't being looked after properly, and it wasn't ongoing affection or care with my parents. And especially towards when my parents divorced, like even when my parents together, they were working bloody hard. I was always chucked into childcare. I was always being a naughty one. And when my parents divorced, 1997, that's when I was 7 years old, till 10 years old, I could see the fact that I was chucked in a boarding school. So therefore, there was no family in my life. So literally, I went to boarding schools for 5 to 6 days a week and returned home in a weekend. That would have destroyed a lot. Which is why I find it very struggle to. I think too much. That's a problem nowadays. And would it be easier for me just let her go and walk away? But it means that I'm not fighting, I'm flighting. And it's something I've been always wanted to avoid, and flighting, because it's something that I feel comfortable within that nature. And it's very, very destroying. And there's a reason why I've chosen this girl out of every single girl, even though I was so red pill. I was so MGTOW. But I've seen something from her that she's the one that I could see that I can have a future with. There's a reason why behind, but I just don't know how can I control this problem. And telling her about it, especially having a language barrier, it's very hard for her to understand this. And she said today that I was childish thinking of the husband word. Now this is where it'll get me now, because essentially of the relationship. Now I'm a boy now. I'm a baby now. And it is very, very, I'm not saying I'm denying it. It is true. It is very, very hard to control. Very hard. It drives me insane. And I don't know how do I control this. I really don't know how. And that's why ever since I've tried dating with the first girlfriend I had with the Korean girl, I completely disinterest this whole love game. But now I'm in it and try to prove to it. It's a completely ball game. Lucky I'm not in university, or else I would have failed by now. Very, very blunt, easy for me to say this right in front of you guys. I've also made a video. I'll put a link down below with the attachment before you get into a relationship. It's so easy for me to say it out, but in reality, it is so difficult. And I wanted to make one of the videos about this attachment because many of the Western babies are being brought up and being chucked in institution. So in a certain degree, they have a strong and anxious attachment in compared to third world countries, right? Like, well, Americans, they love the Latin girls, or Australia, they love the Southeast Asian girls, because there have been two parents pair bonding all the way through. And they classify as secure bonding, where Western civilization is all being chucking kids and children, always been, and it's always, childcare or after school care is being mining a lot longer than the ones in the third world country. Third world country, be mindful, they have a traditional nuclear family, and they have extended family to look after pet, with their children. And I don't know, I felt like I'm a childish now. It is very blunt for me to even say this. I really don't know how long is this going to last, because if my mind is like this, even yesterday and today, and ask myself, does she really like me? Am I overthinking? Am I in the right mindset to think about this? And this is the scariest part, that will crumble my whole relationship because of me. To think something, and I'm not proud of it. And there is, I don't know where to do or where to begin. Because when we started when we give a try on this relationship, we were too busy cuddling, intimacy, right? Whether morning or night, we slept, I can't say each other, we slept side by side. We have not engaged in a sexual interaction, all right? And now it's like 4 or 5 days in a campsite like this. And now when you finish the campsite, now you're back to reality of the world. You're distance away, you got, whether you got studies or work. And you kind of lost, for me, as an anxious attachment, it makes me wonder what has happened. And because we had so much free time in the campsite, there was no family, no nothing or responsibility to stop us. But now it's gone to the stage, it feels like I'm going downhill. Maybe she feels the same way as well. Next Monday, which is the 10th of December, I'll take her to dinner. Even today, the farewell Christmas class lunch, we'll keep a distance away because I didn't want the square to find out. And I was dying inside because she was by herself in that corner. But I have to believe her. See, that's the thing about this anxious anxiety. I think I was probably making videos every bloody day about, all this trouble that I wish I didn't. I wish that I could grow up and be immune to it. Unfortunately, that's not how life should be. Life should be fighting all the way through. But I keep wanting to avoid this whole thing. And it is very difficult to keep my brain straight. Well, my next big move in this month is obviously I'll have a proper introduction with their parents. I can't say parents, their siblings, which that's their only family in this town. I don't think I'm going to introduce my parents anytime soon because of the way how I am. Because now I'm actually trying to play the uncle role of their nephew, taking him to school, driving my girl to uni, and then TAFE, which she really enjoys likes me to drive. I don't know how is this going to go well for my attachment. And I think I've lost the dose of the anxiety, anxious attachment, the closeness. I've prayed for the closeness so much. It's driving me insane, saying that she doesn't like you, because there's none of that. And it is very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. I know some people will laugh at it saying this is the most ridiculous thing ever. It sounds ridiculous, but unfortunately I have it. And that is something, it's me to fight for it. So looks like I'll be making videos every single day about this, because this is just gonna kill me inside sorely. So yeah, I don't know what to say. Anyways, I'll see you next time.